Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm here for another episode of CosplayBytes. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Yeah, there were difficulties last month with one of my guests where there was just she wasn't able to make it, so you guys were only able to be available with one episode. So I'm gonna try to make it up to you with 3 episodes this month. So today I have the lovely. I'm gonna try to see if I got the right. Akakioga.
Yeah, good job.
Woohoo! And yeah, so we're gonna be talking about PAX East. But before we get into that, um, there's some quickie stuff I gotta share with you guys. Over at my blog, which I've shared some of her work here before, but lately you've just been or you can see a lot of my Katsucon cosplay write-ups from Canary Cosplay as a Tifa Lockhart design by Hannah Alexander. There's Livy Cole cosplay Lunala from Pokemon Moon, and then a whole bunch of Overwatch, Mythic Overwatch group posts with Jessica Negri, Gladly K, Becca Knoll, Saya costumes, whole lot of Katsu stuff you can check out. And I'm using a new podcast platform. It's known as Anchor, and that's basically been using it to help cut out the cost for what I was using with SoundCloud. So no changes there. If you guys want, you don't have to, but there is a way to support the show directly on Anchor, or you could just help with my Patreon, which is free to use, but you can pledge if you want. And just quick shout out to my patrons that are on there. I got Coralia Jade, Katyuska Moonfox, Mink the Satyr, Nicole Marie Jean, my friends Noah and Shaylin, and Oh My Sophie. And you can pledge there if you want, or I would really love it if you guys were able to rate and review the show because it's also on Spotify and iTunes. Yay! Um, and I just got back from PAX East along with Akakioga Kyoga here, and at this time, I think New York's going to be my next one. And oh my gosh, tickets are going on sale soon, like way soon. So yeah, I think that takes care of all the intro stuff. Let's talk about you for a minute.
What do you want to know?
Well, before we get into PAX East, which you guessed it at, well, sorry, not guessed it at, you worked at. You worked at for Cougar,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah. I worked at Cougar Gaming. They do like optics for computers, they do gaming chairs, like the whole shebang.
Right. But you were appearing in my feed a lot with a lot of your I think your Deku obviously came up, and then one of your one of your recent big builds was your Confessor Paletress.
Yeah, the Paeltris from Zach Fisher's Project Evan Blade.
And yeah, they had. I mean, you had the original group that debuted at BlizzCon last year, but then you had some members from that group, along with new people that wanted to jump in. They came to Katsucon. So how was
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I originally was supposed to be in the group for BlizzCon, but I ended up not going because usually I do BlizzCon every other year, and that was the non-Blizz year, so I cried. So I was like, no, I
that?
promised myself that I would do it, and so I told myself, okay, please, guys, come to Katsu. I'm going to Katsu. That's the con that I bring my biggest and best costume at, and so I was like, okay, I have it planned. I picked the character and I basically started working on it in like December.
Ooh.
a hard costume, man.
Yeah, no, kind of a time. Yeah, because Zach's a sadist, and
Oh my gosh, yeah, he is.
yeah. Um, yeah, you've done cosplays like that. Oh frick, I can't think of any that come into my mind right now. Um,
I've done a lot of Overwatch.
yeah, Diva.
Yeah, I've done Diva, I've done Symmetra, and I've done Orisa and Efi. So I've done 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were posting photos of your Aricia. Yeah, those were coming up. Yeah,
I'm kind of all over the place, but video games seem to be like my niche, I guess.
you're
Like I love anime, I love like comic books, but for some reason, video games just drag me in every time. I don't know what it is.
every single time. Hence why you went to PAX East.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So PAX is amazing. I've gone 3 times. This is my 3rd time in a
Yep.
row that I've gone. Last year I got to help out versus Evil and Obsidian when they debuted their new Pillars of Eternity 2. I actually got to cosplay Pallegina, one of the characters from the original game, and they brought me on to bring her to life, and that was a lot of fun. And then when I got the opportunity to work for Cougar this year, I was like, hey, can I make a character for you guys? Because I don't like going to conventions without a costume because I feel naked. And that's kind of weird to say, but I do.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, like, I will totally cosplay for you guys and I will help you at your booth. So I had my really good friend, Edward Middleton. He came up with an awesome concept art for a cougar like bodysuit character. And then I made it in like 2 days. And then I flew to PAX.
Oh God. God. Yeah, no, I was gonna ask, was that a provided costume? But no, yeah, you made it.
No, like most of the time when I work for companies and things like that, the costume is never provided. I've made virtually everything that I've ever been asked to make. But they do usually compensate like for the materials and stuff afterwards.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but most of the time it's me making it myself.
Right. So you were there working the booth. I met you there on the one day that I went on that Friday.
Yeah.
You look super cute. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
And the chairs were nice.
It was really cool. Like I was thoroughly pleased with just how polite people were and everything like that. Like the whole stereotypical like booth babe, which is I guess like a thing now. I didn't know that was a thing that PAX was like trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
But people were super courteous. They were super kind. I got to like meet a lot of cool people, and ultimately just had like a really good time just being able to support Cougar. Help them out with some chair sales, peripherals, and overall, PAX is a really good fun con for me. So just being able to
Yeah.
go is like a pleasure in of itself.
Yeah. Were you able to get some time when you're not working to like go scope out the booth, go shopping or whatever? Or
A couple times. I did most of my shopping on Sunday, so I worked
gotcha.
Friday and Saturday pretty hardcore. Sunday was kind of my day of being like, hey, we have to like leave. Our flight leaves at like 3, so we kind of have to leave early. So they kind of let us go early, and then we got to go shopping at a few spots. I got to stop by the Mega 64 booth, and I got a really cool sweater. So I didn't have a lot of time to go shopping, and I wish I could have done more. But I'm glad that I had the time that I did.
That's good. Yeah, I just spent the con. I went with my friends, and they convinced me to take the earliest train coming out of my state going into Boston, so I could not waste time standing in ridiculously long queue lines when the hall opened up. So I took the 6 a.m. train from the airport, which is like 20 minutes from where I live, into Boston, hour and a half, with a 15-minute walk. Wasn't that bad, actually. I managed to stay with my friends in the queue line. But then they also convinced me to take the last train going out of Boston. I was going to hit my stop.
Oh boy.
So I didn't get home till midnight.
You had a long day.
I did. I don't, I don't, I don't regret it though. And then I stayed up till 1 in the morning because I was unpacking.
That sounds like adulting problems.
Yeah, and then I had to work at 10 a.m. the next day.
Ooh, that's a big oof.
Ooh, I needed all the coffee.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But yeah, I to me, PAX East, the games have to be really, really good if I want to commit to staying in line to try the demo.
Mhm.
Because otherwise I'd just be wasting time when I could be running around trying to find friends. Like I found my friend Mink the Satyr, who was in her Raver Venomoth Gajinka from Pokemon. Danielle Ballou was there with her boyfriend Juice Cosplay, but they were in casual mode because they had to host the Acer party later that night.
Mhm.
And yeah, if I would have gone a second day, maybe I would have tried out some of the games there, but I know there was some Smash tournaments going on. There were the Nintendo booth had like Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch, which is crazy to me. Um, I spent some money at the Square Enix booth because they always take my money.
Fair, fair.
Oh, yeah, stupid keychains. And I stopped at my buddies at the Filthy Casual booth, and they took my money. So
Hey, you gotta support your friends.
yeah, no, no, I got this sweet jacket I'm wearing right now, and a duffel bag, which was apparently debuted at that con, and I was like the first person to grab one. So yay!
Nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much my con. I think my day ended with being with my friends, and we went to the PAX East game show night, where they played a bunch of games that had actual prizes in them. So I was only able to stay for the whole Price is Right section of the game. I didn't get called out from the audience, so that was a bummer. Um, trying to think of what other standout games were there. Um, I mean, I watched the Borderlands stream the day before. That was interesting.
Yeah, the new Borderlands 3 finally got their like debut trailer.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it till I got home from work that day, but I'll probably play it. It's been years since I played a Borderlands game.
Yeah, I mean like the last one I played was 2.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I mean, I did do Tales of the Borderlands, and that was a good one. So, um, what other anything else about PAX East that you enjoyed or wanted to talk
Honest honestly, PAX was such a blur for me because like I hit the expo hall at like 9 o'clock in the morning for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I stayed until like 7 p.m. Friday, Saturday. And I'm just like, even though I worked so long, the convention was such a blur because I was in the same spot, just like working nonstop.
Right,
Uh,
right.
I was kind of disappointed that Blizzard wasn't there because they take my money because it's Blizzard, but they didn't have a booth this year, so that was kind of sad. I was
Yeah.
looking forward to throwing my money at them, but that's okay. I can save some more money. But there wasn't really anything this year that kind of stuck out to me. Really, I was talking to Bendo Gek a day or two ago. She was there, and I was like, "Hey, like PAX seemed kind of just like it was good, but like it felt like it was lacking in something." And I think it might have
Right,
been like there was no big game that was out or like some big thing that was being released or anything like that.
right,
And
right.
so it was missing like a big industry piece that from the past 2 years, other years that I've gone, they had like Lawbreakers that had like their huge booth, and then like Blizzard, of course, had their giant booth for Battle of Azeroth. And so this year there was really like nothing to take that place. And so I felt like there was just something missing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you would count Borderlands 3 reveal as the one to fill in that hole, but even then, that was just a stream.
Right, you
And
couldn't
then
play
they
the
had
game.
and then they had the $20 board games for sale, which I noticed. But I mean, like I've noticed in years past, it would like the first couple of years that I went, because I've been going since 2012, but I obviously haven't gone every year. I know I skipped last year, but I know that League of Legends always had a giant booth that took up like 25% of the floor with just all their giant screens and then all the League of Legends cosplayers lining up for their contest or whatever the hell was going on. Um,
Like, don't they usually have like that lounge that's like in one of the hallways? Isn't it like a cosplay lounge or something that they
yeah,
do now?
yeah, the hospitality lounge. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it this year.
I know, I think I walked by it, but I don't know if they had like the giant setup that they did last year where they were like throwing shirts and stuff at people. Because I got two of their shirts from last year, and then I got like a lanyard or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got when I bought two pins from the Square Enix, two pins, no, two keychains. They also threw in a lanyard and a pack of trading cards, which I'm never gonna play. So that was fun. Trying to think. You know, I was just running around like a crazy person trying to find people, and I didn't get to see Jenna Lynn Meowry. I could not find her booth that she was at for certain points of the at the time of the con, only to come to realize she put in the wrong booth number. Oof, oof.
I ran into her kind of like in passing a few times, but I think that was just like by coincidence.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just happened to see Danielle and Justin roaming around. It's like, oh my god, I've been looking for you. And because they didn't come to the con till way later because they needed sleep.
Yeah,
Or,
that I get that.
did you go to the Acer after party or?
I did. I actually did. I got to hang out with Danielle and Justin actually, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I think Jabri was there too, so there was a good sized group of us just kind of hanging out. Danielle and I were the wallflowers, and we decided to let's just say hide in the bathroom when the original set was gonna start from a Pegboard Nerds, and we were like just talking in the bathroom for like 20 minutes because we didn't want to leave.
Oh boy.
But it was still a good time. Like I love getting to just chat with friends and things like that, especially if since like I don't really get to see her that often. The last time I saw her, I think was it wasn't even Dragon Con. I think it was like Katsu last year. So it had been a while since I've seen Danielle. So that was nice to get to hang out and chat it up a bit.
Yeah, same here. I didn't see her since Capsule last year because I skipped this year to save money, which gave me an excuse to go one day this year for PAX East. Um, yeah, I I don't know if I'm too much of a baby to like go to after party because I went to one in New York where Jessica and a few others were hosting it, but I got tired super quick and we left. Maybe I don't even know if it had been an hour since we had gotten there. But then I had learned the next day that oh no, they didn't. The girls didn't show up till like 11 or midnight or one of them. Like oh, okay. So
Yeah, after parties are a beast, man. Like, there's even sometimes where I'll go only for a little bit just to hang out with people, but not even to like party or anything. And then even I get socially worn out, so then I'll kind of just be like, okay, I'm gonna just kind of chill, maybe sit around for a bit, but I still get really tired too, so I don't blame you at all.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I know. Saw a couple of friends that were working some booths in the indie mega booth. I guess Facebook Gaming had a presence this year, which is weird.
Oh yeah, their booth was huge.
I know. I think maybe that was the booth that we can't think of that was the missing link.
Right, but it was Facebook, so I didn't care.
It was Facebook and the Oculus, and I didn't care.
Right, like I care about the Oculus, but I don't care about Facebook that much. So it's like I would have loved to have played Beat Saber in a room all to myself because that would have been great, but I don't care about Facebook. So it was it was kind of like a hey, we have this thing, but we're also Facebook and you guys screw up my algorithm, so I don't care.
Ain't that the truth? Oh God. I think Discord was there, but
Yeah,
Discord wasn't
Discord
the
was
only
there.
thing.
I like Discord. Discord's fun.
I gotta use it more. I mean, I'm part of several channels, but I mean, like, I don't know, it's just hard to keep. It can be overwhelming at times. Like, there's so many chat channels within.
Yeah, I think I'm a part of like 30 channels,
Yeah, I'm gonna run away now.
but I don't really interact with all of them. I'm a very introverted person when it comes to wanting to talk to people.
Oh, same here.
So I don't just jump into the biggest channel and be like, "Hello, yes, I am here." I kind of just individually talk to people, or like I'll have like a group of like 2 or 3 people I'll talk to.
Right.
But yeah, I you would think like as a cosplayer you'd be really good at like being social, right? But I I'm very like socially shy unless I like know someone, right? Like if I don't really know you, I'll kind of be like, "Hi," I'll be formal, like nice and everything like that, but I'm also the person who doesn't want to be a burden to people by talking to them too much. So it's either
Right.
I don't talk at all or I'm afraid of talking too much. So finding that balance is very hard.
Yeah, no, I definitely felt that when we met in person because we both didn't really say much to each other. But I mean, now we're here, just yapping away. Just
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. PAX, when I'm at a convention, especially if I'm working, my mind's like at 80 other different places. And so meeting me at a con, you may get like a different perception of me depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm working, you're probably going to get a me being scatterbrained because I'm also trying to make sure that the customers are doing okay. If I'm
right.
guesting, I can focus solely on who's talking to me because, I'm promoting myself, but I also really love getting to meet fans.
Oh
And so
yeah,
it's easier for me to talk to people that way. If I'm going to a con just for fun, I'm cosplaying and you just find me, oh yeah, it's really easy for me to shoot up a conversation with you because I'm not doing anything and I'm there to meet people. And
yeah.
so it really just all depends on the situation. And I hate that too. Because if you meet me at a bad time or if I'm doing something that's like job related, you'll probably get the like more professional, I can't really talk too much me versus the like, let's just shoot the crap and like, let's talk and hang out me.
No, yeah. Totally understandable. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oh my gosh, now I feel bad.
No, no, no. It's okay. This is making up for it. I'm definitely shy too. I'm definitely an introvert. Like sometimes I'll go up to guests, cosplayers that are guesting, and like I'll talk with them for a little bit, and then I'll kind of like hover over their table a little bit just to just hang out with them for a little bit if I can before I wander off and say like I'm gonna go wander off and go shop or whatever.
hmm
That's always the case of like Comic Con.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. When the one time I got to help a friend guest at a comic show, the amount of people that just swarm your booth is insane. Like that, there's even to a point where I was like, I don't know if I can handle this by myself. There's so many people at the booth and I'm freaking out, but like it's fun. Like the
It
rush
is.
of just being able to talk to people, to get to know people on a more personal level and stuff like that is super cool. And so I have a hard time going up to guests at conventions and saying hi, even if they're friends. I'm like, I know you. Why am I being dumb, you know? And so
I know.
and so yeah, just honestly, I just look at cosplayers as just big dorks in a costume. And it kind of helps me kind of demystify the idea that, oh, they have this many amount of followers. I'm not good enough to talk to them, but they're still people and they still
Yeah.
want to make friends. And that makes it easier for me to approach them on a like similar level other than like, you know, having them on this giant pedestal and I'm not worthy of your presence bows down, you know? So that
Yeah.
helps me a lot.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, I got to have lunch with Danielle and Justin for a good chunk of the day, so that was really nice to hang out with them. And Danielle showed me her very explicit, lewd My Hero Academia wallpapers on her phone.
Hot.
Yeah, did you see that?
I did. I see the one thing. That's the one thing I didn't think I saw. So that makes me sad.
Yeah,
Danielle, I'm watching you.
yeah, you're being watched.
Yeah,
Let me see.
lewds are so great, man.
What?
Like lewds are great. Even though I don't do them, I think they're fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. They I mean, from a male perspective, they're hey, hey, in my book.
Right, I'm like, you can't complain about a good, you get some good titties. Like, you can't
No,
complain.
no, no.
Like, even though it's not my cup of tea, I still can appreciate the friends that do because that's their shit and they rock it. And so I'm like, hey, if you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, go for it, you know? I'll stay over here and like, you know, be a little turtle.
I'll oogle from a distance and cheer you on.
Yeah, basically, I'm like, hey, I'll enjoy the view. It's like dinner at a movie. Hell yeah, man.
See now, for the folks at home, like we're doing this via webcam, but like so I can't see her, but she can probably see my room.
Yeah,
And,
man.
yeah,
It's a good wall.
it's a. Oh, after this, I'll have to show you what's in front of my desk.
Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, I see like a Jessica up there a few times. Danielle's up there.
Oh yeah, Danielle liked to give me a shit ton of prints whenever I order from her. I got Jenna's butt up there, and a bunch of good stuff. Yeah,
I mean, even though I don't have lewds, I do sell prints.
yeah, you do.
I do. So, I mean, if you're ever interested, they're there.
One day, one day, give me a couple of months.
Okay.
I just I splurged on a gaming chair, so I'm like,
Oh man.
let me save up for a couple of months.
Oh, completely understandable. I know
Let me
how
make up that money.
those are.
It's coming next week. I am like low key very excited. I have had this chair for years.
You
I've got
should
it.
do an unboxing.
Oh my god, I might. I don't know. I don't know if I have the capabilities to do that.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, it's a secret labs chair that my friend recommended because they're good for like people of my height. So it comes in royal blue. I'm very excited. um, anything else about PAX?
Is it sad that like I as much as I love PAX, I would have more to talk about for Katsuka? Because I got to actually do things, but PAX was fun.
Well,
I really liked it. I would recommend going as an attendee if you've never gone because you'll get to actually like explore, get to do things, go to panels, play games, buy things, play indie games, support your indie developers, all that good stuff. If you want to work it, I I say go for it, but also know that there's a chance that you may not get to do all of the things that you want to do. So you gotta pick and choose your battles, you know?
yeah, like go as an attendee once or a few times, and then like if you're a cosplayer and you want to like work it, do it once,
Yes,
and
agree.
then see if like for the rest of eternity, do you want to go as an attendee more or as a worker more?
Right. And I mean, if anything, you could do like working 1 year, attend the next year, work 1 year, attend the next year. Like
Oh,
it's
that.
really just all up to what you really want to get out of PAX, you know? Like it PAX is different for everyone. For a cosplayer, it's a little different because it's not a cosplay heavy convention.
It's
It's more
really
like a
not. I didn't really see that much.
Right, you just kind of go to like play games and like look at industry things and like go to panels. You don't really go to like do cosplay groups and stuff like that. Especially with big costumes, you're not going to want to walk in the expo hall. It's impossible.
No, yeah.
And so if you're a cosplayer, bring small cosplays. Don't bring your big costumes because it'll be hard to walk.
I was debating wearing debuting my Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku that I bought late last year, and I mean I had the Keyblade where that came in. This guy right here. This thing is huge. I'm like, I'm walking at the con, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't bring that. That would have been a bitch to carry.
Yeah, yeah, it's PAX is a beast in of itself. It's I did my Symmetra costume 2 years ago, so that was my first PAX, and I brought Symmetra, and I was like, if I brought anything bigger than this costume, I would not be able to walk. Like, there's so many people. You're worried that you're gonna get bumped, your costume may break, something may happen, and there's no costume repair. So you would be
Oh no.
screwed if something happened to your costume. So tread with caution, bring
Mhm.
something easy, and just hang out, enjoy yourself, relax, play some games, just have a good time. Katsukan is where you bring your good shit.
Oh boy. I already had an episode on Katukan. Ugh.
Right. Catch me again next year when I go to Katsu. It'll be like, hey, so it's Katsukan, right? I'm just kidding.
No, no, I'm gonna make it a goal to try and go next year.
Are you going to Dragon Con?
Probably not.
Dang, because I was about to be like, if you want to talk like one of the king of conventions, Dragon Con. Anime Expo is also a good one, but Dragon Con is a whole nother beast of a convention.
I mean, I've got guests lined up for the next couple of months, and oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. So I'm doing 3 episodes this month to make it up for you guys for the lack of two in March. And if it goes well, I may shoot for 3 episodes a month from now on for the rest of the year. I mean, I really love doing this, but no, I'm not in August yet. So if you want to stop by and talk about Dragon Con in August, that'll be fine by me.
Hey man, I'm here whenever you want me. Like I go to at least one convention a month at this point. So
Oh,
I will have
really?
plenty to talk about.
All right. Um, I guess that wraps up our PAX East talk because the other thing that I wanted to mention here, and I want to try to do an episode solely about it, but just for your case, being a person of color in cosplay, um, all right, I guess I'll open it up. Is it getting better? Is it like because I know there's a lot of bullshit going around with like I feel like once a month I see the
Yeah.
seriously, once a month the blackface thing comes up and it's always from the European side of the cosplay world. It's like what that's not okay. Stop it.
Yeah. Um it's okay. So it's a multifaceted kind of conversation where you really just kind of have to look at it from first of all the American side, and then you kind of end up branching out to more of the international side of cosplay where if you look at Russia, there's probably like not even like 0.0005% of black people in Russia. So there's that. But anyway, in
Right,
America, or rather in like the northern hemisphere of, where we are as a country. I want to say it's getting better, but it's also not getting better fast, right?
right.
So I've been in the cosplay community for well over, whew, I would say well over 6 or 7 years. And it's funny because when I first started, it was a lot easier. Um, because social media wasn't really a big thing. People really didn't have like, Facebook pages or like Instagram pages. Like none of that really existed. So it
Right,
was just the community was you go to a convention, you find people, and that's the community. There was really no big online social media presence. And so I really never ran into like the whole either like being called racist names or the blackface and all this other stuff until I started having a presence online. And that's kind of when I feel like I exposed myself to being called racial slurs and to being exposed to the fact that I'm not accurate unless I cosplay another black character. Or, you know, we've seen people who decide to paint themselves to be my skin color to say, hey, I'm trying to show my accuracy and my love for this character and all this other stuff. And so it's so hard because I can talk about this topic for forever and I don't want to because I get really passionate about it, but I also get really hurt about it too because I see
Right.
so many friends quit because they're called the N word so many times that they can't handle it anymore. That they've been called every single like racist name in the book, myself included. I almost quit because I couldn't handle it anymore. And so I ended up having to say, you know what? I can't let these people dictate how I have fun because obviously they're not having fun. So they're jealous of me having fun. So
Yeah.
then that's where that's coming from. So I can take that shit with a grain of salt and move on because I've met so many amazing people through cosplay that there's no way I want to quit now. Like at
No,
this
no, no.
point, I've made a name for myself. I've done some really cool stuff. I've been recognized by Blizzard and a couple other companies and like all this other stuff. I'm like, if I had quit, I would have never been where I am now, you know? And
Yeah.
so my whole shtick really is to have a social media presence where I can like help other people of color basically say, screw what other people say about if they think that you're not accurate based on something you can't change because you're still amazing, you know? And
Yeah.
so I am trying to be a quote unquote beacon of positivity, but in a way where it's educating others who don't understand and supporting those who feel like they're not being seen or that their voices aren't being heard. And that's where my Twitter comes in. I have I've had a Twitter since 2012 and I've just now been using it. So
No, yeah, yeah. You were also huge with the whole. Did you create the Black Cosplayer Here hashtag, or was that somebody else?
no, so I didn't create the Black Cosplayer Here hashtag, but I did use it in a giant list of, hey, if you're a Black cosplayer, post your shit in this section right here. And let's like have like
Yeah,
this giant long Twitter feed of just amazing Black cosplayers from basically around the world saying we exist
yeah,
in 28 days of Black cosplay. And that
right.
blew up really fast. And
Yeah,
so that's all I'm using my platform for at this point is besides posting memes, posting pictures of my stuff, but also supporting other people too, because what's the point of having all of these followers if you're not gonna share them with other people, you know?
right. Yeah, that's something I try to do with my blog because like I managed to amass a following and a presence where I'm recognized by other well-known cosplayers from like other parts of the world, like some in Europe. I know I got a lot of girls that like what I do over in Australia. Um, but yeah, for like this year for February for like Black History Month and 28 Days of Black Cosplay, like I aside from one, like at the start of the month, I devoted my entire like whole cosplay feature showcases to Black cosplayers to like help you guys out, and it was both easy to do and kind of a struggle. Well, in terms of like easy that you girls were like spamming my feed and it was just popping up everywhere like, oh good, more cosplay for me to talk about. But it's also I also recognize that I don't share Black cosplayers enough in throughout the whole year because like unfortunately I feel like a lot of you girls get shafted is the only word that I'm coming up with, like when you for in terms of photography.
Mm.
So it's like I want to share off you beautiful ladies, but like there's no good photos out there. And
It's hard.
I know you girls are trying, you're pushing to like get photographers to be more diverse. So do I have I don't even know if I have any uh POC cosplayer lined up for the next couple of months, so I'll have to try and fix that.
And
But
I am more than willing to kind of like, share some with you too, just because being a, woman of color, it's easier for me to find other people of color because we all kind of gravitate toward one another, right?
right,
And so when it comes to the photography side of getting good pictures, I have gotten extremely lucky. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all when I say that, like, finding a photographer that is willing to take a picture of you and make it look really good is really hard, especially trying to find one that's willing to take pictures of you in the first place. And it's a ongoing battle, and I feel like that's the biggest topic of 2019 right now, is getting more photographers to be okay with having a more diverse portfolio and having a more diverse like advertisement for if they're going to a con.
yeah,
9 times out of 10, you really don't see a lot of, people of color or a darker skin tone shown on an advertisement. And that's what a lot of cosplayers look at when they say, "Oh, I want to book this photographer," but they only see like the same type of person. They're not going to think, "Oh, maybe they can take pictures of me too, but I'm also not like super light skinned," right?
right,
And it's daunting, it's scary because you don't want to be rejected, but you also don't want somebody to edit your skin tone and make it look bad or make it look lighter than it really is. And so yeah, like I said, I've gotten really lucky finding photographers that I have. I'm friends with a lot of them. They all know me really well, and I take them and I say, you cannot leave. You are not leaving my side. I need you forever because I need good content." And being a
yeah,
content creator, you always need stuff to put on the internet to stay relevant. And if you don't have enough pictures, you're going to be SOL because what are you supposed to post? So
yep,
screams into the void. There's so many things. Like,
only thing.
I
But
get so passionate about this stuff. I'm so sorry, but
no, no, that's okay. Like get, like I said before we got into the subject, like I definitely want to have an episode towards this whole subject. I mean, like I'd love to have you on it. Like I'm trying to get a hold of K Bear because she's a sweetheart. I adore her, and I want to get her take on it as well. Because I feel like she sometimes gets the brunt force of all the racist comment and whatnot.
she
Um,
does because she's the forefront of basically black cosplayers. She is on almost her own pedestal, and I feel bad for her because she's the one that everybody looks at as being the token black cosplayer, so she has a lot of pressure on her, which also means she gets a lot of shit. She gets a lot of racist comments. She gets a lot because she is that person, right? And
right.
so my whole thing is I love Kay. She is amazing and I love her to death. She's an absolute sweetheart.
I adore
But
her.
I feel so bad that she's like the only one that's kind of up there in the black cosplay community that's known. That means she gets all of it directed toward her instead of having it being scattered across like hundreds of black cosplayers. It's like directly toward her
Yeah, she gets
90% of the time.
yeah, but all the comments and concentrated hate is on her rather than like spread out.
Right. And so we don't like in like, if you're thinking like white cosplayers or Asian cosplayers, like you have like Jessica, we have Danielle, we have Bendo. You can like name just like Jenna, you can name names after names after names of just really high up there non-black cosplayers, and they kind of have like this pool of like a lot of them have more than 50 to 100,000 followers. A couple of them are about to hit 1 million followers. But if you think what other black cosplayers out there have more than 100,000 followers, it's really rare. The only other person that I know of is Cutie Pie Sensei, and she is a babe, and I love her.
Oh my god.
But K Bear and her are like the two, and like that's it. That's
Yeah,
all we have.
that's all you get. Yeah.
So that's the problem. We don't have more people that can like, protect our popular people because it's
Protect.
two, right. We have two popular people, and then the drop off is really fast, rather than it being like a substantial like incline. It's just two people, and then probably the next person closest to them is like in like the 50,000 to like lower range than that.
Yeah. Must protect.
Yeah, we must protect, but we also must attack.
Oh my god. This was good.
Yeah, like if you ever want to just like chat about just this topic, I think it's an awesome topic that needs to be talked about more. And so I am more than happy to recommend other cosplayers that would be more than welcome to like chime in on the subject that are basically just like in the same boat as I am that really just want to see this community get better and ultimately just wants to be inclusive as possible, you know?
No, I get that. I get that. Yeah, yeah. Definitely would love to plan something out within the next couple of months with you
Yeah.
and try to get a hold of Kay. I don't want to sound annoying because I like occasionally will send like a blast to like several cosplayers, like saying like, "Oh, I'd like to have you on the show if you're free." And I don't want to be annoying.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
Yeah,
But I bet they will. They'll come around because I know some of them can be kind of busy sometimes, but
yeah,
they'll come around.
yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, that's all I got. Any closing stuff you want to mention?
Um, other than me trying to not like get on my soapbox about being black in cosplay. uh, honestly, I thank you for having me on here talking about just cosplay and everything is very passionate for me to be able to share my viewpoint on the whole thing and being able to talk about PAX and my experiences. Ultimately, like if you're listening to this and you're thinking you want to get into cosplay but you're not sure, I would say just jump in and go for it because you will be surprised the amount of people that will like love you to death.
Oh
I can say like there's some racist people out there, but at the end of the day, the cosmic community is actually pretty big and it's bigger than the people that are going to say some dumb shit.
yeah.
So, if
Um,
anyone wants to say something, I have two hands and I'm ready to throw them. Find me, send them my way, and let's
Mama
just
will
say
protect you.
yes, I will protect. Like that is my job. Like come to me and I will hug you in my big strong arms and let you know that everything will be okay while I'm curb stomping the asshole that decided to say some dumb shit.
Yep,
So yes.
that's a good statement. Yeah, positive always outweighs the negative, like more
Yeah.
than 100% of the time.
It does. It really does. And just surround yourself with positive people because that's really like the biggest thing that kind of kept me into staying in the cosplay community was being able to surround myself with positive people who are uplifting to me, who support me, who, are there for me like 100% or cheering me on, saying you could do the thing, just do the damn thing, right? And you'll
Uh,
be fine. You'll be fine.
okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to find me, I have my Lightning Palace blog account, all bleh, words, on Instagram at Lightning Palace blog and at Lightning Palace on Twitter. And then there's my Patreon, which is it's free to view. Majority of the posts are public, except for a very few that are patron only. But I mean, those are nothing special. Um, you guys, if you check out my Patreon, that's where the podcast episode goes first before the public link goes out. So there's that. Akakioga, if people want to find you, where do they go?
So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I don't use my Facebook as often as I would like, so I would recommend my Twitter and my Instagram.
Yeah, no one uses their Facebook page.
Yeah,
Right.
algorithms suck, It is what it is.
Yeah, and then Instagram's a whole different kind of mess.
Oh yeah. We don't talk about that.
Not now. Not
But
now.
I still use it.
Save it for another episode.
Yeah. Oh my
All
god,
right.
yeah.
All right. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.
Bye-bye.